Hello guys and welcome back to this demonstration. As you remember last time we created a class, we created students in there and we had a few issues to do with the flash which was being updated that is being put in place and so we've done that. And the next thing that we're going to be doing is to look at other things that we can do with this platform. Um, One of the things that we're going to be working on today is to be able to see how what a child sees when they log in. What the child sees when they log in. So we'll go back to our class and remember we created that class which we called Mutale class, and I did indicate there that you can literally call that class anything. And so together I've just downloaded it. And so we're gonna be going into the system as a student so you are able to see what a child sees. Okay, so let's change the hearts, put on the students' hearts and see what a child does. And I find this very exciting thing to do. Okay, so I will bring in this guy over here and demonstrate that to you. Okay, so the username for John is John 1494, and then the password, you remember what I said last time, it is very easy, town 204. So the child knows how to spell time as they remember town, as they remember their password. Okay, so they log in, and so this is what the child will see. Okay, this is what the child will see. Now, before you can see there, it comes in very exciting stuff, and so it tells them about the games. Kids love games and the like, and so just hit play, and that is being played. That is being played. So of course, the first time the child logs in, you find that it might take longer if they're using a system for the first time, because what the system does is it downloads some of those files so they can sit or reside on a device. Next time they log into the system, it will take less time because those files have already been downloaded and they reside on the device. Okay, so just to something to, so from here they're able to see one of the things that is true about Zoowhiz is it is developed around animals. Kids love animals and the like, so the games are around animals and a few other things. So this is where, just to see in here, in this jumping house, you have the lane and end. This is where they go in, and this is so let's just take a walk. What's in there? So that's a shop. In this one, the child can go in there and buy animals after they have done work, and they can go in there and buy animals. Over here, they are able to see their achievements, how they have gone, and their performance. We've got a compass here that takes you back to back to the home page, and then you have this one here where you get the games, and they can play all sorts of games, and kids love that. And so most importantly for us is you have the lane and end. Now be mindful of the fact that lane and end is about teaching. So the child won't go off and play games unless they have done work. The more work they do, the more points they earn. And those points can be used on the games. But of course, as they start, they're given some bonus points. As you can see from there, a child has been given 150 bonus points, and they can use that to go and buy something. Okay, so what we are saying there is pretty much the adaptive learning system, which we'll be looking at some stage. So this is pretty much adaptive learning system is an autopilot. So the system is driving itself. The system is interacting with a child and looking at the age and giving the child those the material that the child can do based on their age. Okay, so let's take an example of mathematics. Okay, what the child says. So these are okay, and if the child hasn't heard that, again, if they haven't heard, they can go there. So the voiceover is actually meant for children in the lower grades. The more they advance in grades, the system assumes that the child can read, so there won't be a voiceover as we can see there. So as you'd remember, John is actually aged. We said born in 2012, is actually aged 6 years old. So that's where you get the voiceover. Okay. So so here, how many dogs? So the child, of course, counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So put 10. Okay. And okay. And so that there's that feedback that is. So of course they are 7 cars, and they get all that happening, and little John is really happy. The missing number, and I don't know the missing number. I don't know. I have no idea what the missing number is. So let's figure this one out. Okay, so we've got 7, 4. I think the missing number is 6 here. Okay, and then you get okay. So that goes on, and we can go on. And so the child has done work, and you can see the child has just earned 250 points. So they can go and since they are little, they can go and play some games here. Okay, so from here you can see they can go and do some work. I'm not good on any of this stuff, but we'll see. So all these are games that they play. There's one game that, so I think let's unlock that. Let's unlock that. So a child unlocks that, and they were able to do that. And this is a game that they play, and they only got 3 minutes to play the game. Okay, so uh, instructions. Okay, so what happens is look at the whatever and so on and so forth. And new game, easy. Trash. I don't know. What are we trashing? We must be trashing something. Kids will figure it out how to do it. Okay. And there are a few other games that they can play with, but those are the games. But then, if a child is really into animals, they can go into the shop, and in this shop, they can buy animals, and they can begin the collection of animals. The animal is quite expensive, so they can go and buy, say, that animal, and it tells them about and so they can say buy. Okay, so it teaches them about how to spend money and stuff like that, and they can go into my animals. That's their animal. They've just bought that animal, and when they click on that, they've got information about this animal, what's it's called, the animal kingdom, the class, the order, family, blah blah blah, and then the habitat, the diet, the things that they eat, and if they are endangered, and gives them all that information. And we're in the process of adding more Zambian animals to the list so that our children are uh, wildlife aware, and they can conserve the wildlife. Okay, so it's part of the stuff that we are doing. Okay, so let's exit, and then you can exit to walk out of there. And then let's go back and see, because we looked at the mathematics, and let's look at the words themselves. What is happening with the words? So they can do the word frame and the like. Never good at this stuff. And so let's try that. Actually, there may not be the chicken here. Let's try and do. I think that is sang, and that is blah 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 blah. That looks like this, bang, and that looks like gang, sang, bang, gang. So let's see. So we can do all that. So okay, so that goes out, and they can do all that, and then we can uh, we can go out. Okay, so that's what is happening there. So what we then do is to go back to here, and then I will talk about the how to set work, the adaptive learning, and the custom learning in the next training. Thank you very much for listening.